Okay.
we will
I
just
was
start
thinking
with the
that.
prayer and
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Dvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jai Gurudev. Today very beautiful session. I think yesterday we will start from Jagat, right? We discussed yesterday. Anyone would like to share from today's Nanaji session? Kindly share. And if you can help to read Sunita ji or Savita ji or anybody, Dr. Mara, and revise, it will be really appreciated. Yes, anyone would like to share from what Nanaji said today? It was very subtle aspect. Anyone would like to share?
Jai Gurudev, I'll recall very briefly what I got. Nanaji was talking about the appearance of the Jagat, and how after Panchikarnam, the perceivable Jagat comes into being, and how from the Satvika Guna, certain aspects that is listed also in the thing. If you can show that, that would be nice, because I can't read Sanskrit, but he said from the Satvika aspect what came about, and from the Rajasika aspect what came about, and from the total of the Satvika aspect, something came, and from the total of the Rajasika aspect, the 5 pranas came. That's all I can recall. I can't individually recall unless I read it.
Yeah, it is there
Then
on
he
the
talked
screen,
about
Sumaji. Jagat, it is there on the screen, evolution of the 5 elements. If you can just
yeah,
Jagat. from Jagat. Today, Nanaji started from the Jagat, right?
Yeah, but I can't read the Sanskrit or the Hindi, so I'll have to skip that. Then he talked about the from the sattvika aspect, the perception came, no, from the akasha element, we got the sound, and from the um, water element we got
Just a minute. Sorry to
the
interrupt you, Sumaji. Sheilaji or Sunitaji, could you please read Sanskrit version, please? I will not be able to continue reading because my phone will be in other side. So kindly help to read the Sanskrit, please. Sheilaji, Sunitaji, Savitaji, if anyone
Yeah,
can.
evolution of the 5 elements. Tat akasha sambhuta. From that, like Maya, from Maya, the akasha is born. Then
correct.
akashat vayu. From akasha, the vayu is born. Vayo stejah. From air, the fire is born. And tejah apah. From fire, the water is born. Apaha is water. Apaha is fire, sorry. Tejas apaha, from fire, the water is born.
No, Apa is water.
Pardon?
Apa is water, yeah, right.
Apa is water. That I got confused. Teja is fire.
They're just
right?
the fire.
Teja is the fire. Then abdya prithvi, from water.
The
Prithvi
earth
is
element. Yeah.
Then he told
From the sattvic element of the sattvic, the evolution of the sattvic aspect, then that's where you get all the
All the Jnanendriyas.
jnanendriyas. Though you cannot
And also
perceive
the Mano, Buddhi, Agankara and
antarkarnas.
memory. Yeah. That memory part. Yeah, that those 10 are sattvic aspect of these 5 elements.
Yes. And they are very subtle. You cannot
You can't see.
see them. Yeah.
Yeah, Antakarna.
Yes.
So she to read that also, that Savita ji, you're going to read, or over one.
yeah.
Then from the rajasic aspect came the organs of perception. And okay.
Yeah, the rajasic aspect is
Tanmatras also. He talked about Tanmatras also.
that Tanmatras, you mean? The rajasic aspect is the Karanendriyas, which is that Payu. Yeah, the Vak, Payu, Pani, or like Pani, Pada, Payu, Upas, that something like that. That 5 things, and then the Panchakoshas.
Panchapranas.
Panchapranas, sorry, not koshas, right? Panchapranas. Those are from Rajasic, and the Tamasic is the Stula Sarira. I mean, all of them, like microcosm, macrocosm, which is
Yat Pinde Tad Brahmande. And then he talked about that Panchikarnam, and he wanted us to see that
Tamasic aspect, see the Sattvic and the Rajasic aspect was produced before the Panchikaranam. grossification of the
Yes.
5 elements. So after the sattvic and rajasic aspect, like all those things formed, and then this grossification, which is the tamasic aspect. Yeah, so the tamasic aspect happens after that 5 elements grossification, which is called panchikarna. So that's where that's why that you find like a vegetable that has the taste of like it has water, like all those elements mixed. I mean, like even Sula Sarira, like our Sarira also is mixed, right? You have Agni, all of that elements mixed. Only
And
this
that Panchikarnam has a diagram, no? Like first half, and then
actually
again
that graph is in that other book that
but
we got the PDF. Yeah.
I have put that graph in our group, WhatsApp group of Gita. I just put it just now, so we can refer to that tomorrow. Or someone can do share screen when Nanaji wanted it. No?
And this after Panchikaranam is actually the Jadam. The body is Jadam, no? Because it has no
it has no Chaitanya, that's why it is
no
Jadam.
Chaitanya, correct.
If someone can find out the pictorial part, kindly share it on the group so that tomorrow we can share with Nanaji what he was looking
Percy
for.
has shared just now, he said, no?
Okay.
There's a PDF on the WhatsApp group, Belaji, the detailed this thing which Dr. Bhamra had posted. So I'll share it again. Yeah.
That's all I remember from today.
Can we just read through the text, what Nanaji covered, please?
Yeah, it'll be nice. I can't read Sanskrit. Someone else can read.
Shall I read? Organs of perception.
Please do.
Okay. Etesham panchvattattvanam madhye akashasya satvikangshat Shrotrendriyam Sambhutam. Does anyone remember the organs of perceptions? Madhye Akashasya Satvikangshat. These are all the organs of perception, right? The ear, the like Akash, 5 great elements out of the Satvik. Yeah, right. He said that from the 5 elements out of the Satvik aspect of Akasha, the organ of hearing was evolved, and that ear is not that physical ear which we have. It is the capability of hearing. Right?
Yes.
Then Vayo Satvikangshat Tvagindriyam Sambhutam. And then again the Satvik.
Vayu is the touch, no?
Vayu air. Vayu is the air.
No, space is hearing. Vayu is touch.
Vayu, I think is the air.
It's touch,
Sambhutam. Yeah, it's the sattvic aspect of Vayu is the organ would be, the skin would be the organ of touch. Tvagindriyam Sambhutam. Satvikangshat Tvagindriyam Sambhutam. From the sattvic aspect of the Vayu, the skin was evolved, which is the organ of touch. Tvagindriyam. Tvagindriyam is skin, I think. Tvagindriyam Sambhutam. Sambhutam is then Agni Satvik Kangshat Chakshurindriyam Sambhutam. Agni is the fire. Satvik aspect of fire is formed by Chakshu eye. The sattvic aspect of fire is formed by the eye. Then jealous is sattvic.
It is sorry to interrupt. It is from the sattvika amsha of fire, the eyes are formed. It is not the other way around.
Yeah, from sattvic aspect of fire, the
eyes are formed. Yeah.
Eyes are formed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then jalasya satvikangshat rasendriyam sambhutam. From the sattvic aspect of water, rasendriya, the tongue, the tongue organ of taste is formed.
Yeah, it's actually not the organs, the organs are formed from the tamasic aspect. But then these are like faculty to make that function, like hearing.
These was saying that it is not the organ you should perceive it like this. It is the inner capability of all these perceptions, like hearing or touch.
Exactly.
Or these are not the physical organs appearing. These are the abilities of the individual which are forming from the sattvic aspects. These are not the physical organs. It's just being like elaborating, but the organs are not there. It's only the ability of that physical organ.
Could
which
we
is
call them tanmatras? The tanmatras
that is tanmatra. I was
tanmatras
thinking
is a subtle aspect of the ability to perceive, to hear, to taste. Yeah, that is the one.
Then the Prithivyaha Satvikangshat Granendriyam Sambhutam. From the sattvic aspect of earth, Granendriyam, that is smell. The tanmatra of the smell is evolved. From the Prithvi, the smell. Somebody can elaborate further. I'm just reading the words and just like trying to decode them. Granendriyam is smell, I think. So Akasha is here. Akasha is here. Vayu is skin, and Agni is eye, and the water is taste, and Prithvi is smell. The nose.
Ashwini Kumaras. You know, he also mentioned about the deities. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, deities he also mentioned.
For hearing, Dik
For
Devata.
hearing, yeah.
For the sparsa, the feeling is the Vayu, and for Agni is for the vision. No, vision is
Agni.
no, yeah,
Surya.
that sun is the Sakshuku, you know, the Agni, and then the water is Rasa, right? Rasa is oh my God, I forgot. Not.
Rasa is
Related with
Jiva, our tongue.
I know, but there's a day. He mentioned some deity for deity, the Devata for that. That Ashwini Kumaras for the Ganta, that smell. I forgot what the water is. Water is rasa on the tongue. I don't know. I couldn't tell. It's Brahma or Saraswati or something like that. Saraswati is more like
Yeah,
education, but
Saraswati is for tongue
Vishnu is with
normally.
water.
but anyway, it will come. Yeah. And for Manaha and the you have to read about Antakarana, then we'll go for it. Unless somebody has any other comments, we'll go from there.
Antakarna is the mind. Etesham panchtatvanam samishti satvikangshat mano buddha ahankara chittanta karanani sambhutani. Again, this is the sattvic antakarna constitutes that the mana, buddhi, ahankara, and chitta. Panchtatvanam samishti satvikangshat mano, buddhi, ahankara, chittant, karanani, sambhutani. The 5 elements of the sattvic antakarna would also be the sattvic aspect. So these 4 man, buddhi, ahankar, and chit. These the
these are inner equipments. Inner
antakarna.
equipments to pick up the knowledge. Yes.
Yeah.
This is sum total. Samishti, sum total of the whole 5 elements. That is antakarna, man, buddhi, ahankar, and chitta, which creates sankalpa and vikalpa in us. That is we just decide something to do, then later on we just negate it, and therefore we substitute it with some other thing. That is simply the stream of thoughts. They come and then we just change them. They are changed afterwards. And then there is the Buddha, then there is the ahamkara. Actually, it is small I that we are having. And because of we
Your voice is breaking. I don't know who is
the small
talking.
I as a big
We
I,
can't hear you.
but it's not like that. That is why we consider ourselves as the Bhokta.
Voice is breaking, not audible at all.
It is Ahankara, ego.
Antakarna, you have Sankalp, Vikalp, Atmaka, Mana, that is the Manas which decides, like we have the Sankalpa of the Vikalpa to decide you should do this or you should not do this. This Manas decides.
Yeah, then there is the this buddhi, which actually
Nishyatmika
makes us
buddhi.
to decides what to do and what not to do. That's the vivek, intellect, that we can discriminate what's good or what's bad. Then there is the ahamkara, that is which makes us that because of this small I, we consider it as, it seems to us as a big I. For that we are the, you can say, for that purpose we consider ourselves as the bhokta. Somebody admires us, somebody insults us, and we just this small I ahankara, it is because of this we consider ourselves as the doership quality comes because of that.
Doership quality.
Yes. So then there is the chitta, that is the faculty of all collection of thoughts and thinking. Then ultimately all these inner equipments, these antahkarna, are presided over by the devatas, divine.
Deities, yeah.
Yes, deities. And
the
then,
mind is by the moon. The
mind is by the moon. Yes.
Manaso Devata Chandrama, right? Manaso
Right.
Devata Chandrama. By, mind is by the moon. Then Buddhe Brahma, the intellect is by the Brahma.
Yes, and
Ahankara
ahankara is by Rudra.
Rudra. And Chittasya
Vasudeva.
Vasudeva.
Vasudeva, yes, right.
Chit is by Vasudeva.
And he also said about that the Panch Pranas are, you can say, that is the result of the Rajasic Amsha. That is Prana, Apana, Vyana, Samana, and Udhana. And its evolution of Tamasic world is because of after this, this Panchikaranam. Yes, Panchikaranam. Yes, that is tamasic effect being, you can say, what is actually this, that he told us, Nanaji told us tomorrow we can give the pictorial representation, but he today told that half remains there, and half ultimately gets divided into fourfold, that's 4 parts, and that actually forms the different elements. For example, this becomes ultimately 1/8, half remains like this, and 1/8 of the other 4 elements are added to each one, whether it is akasha, whether it is vayu, whether it's agni or jalam or prithvi. Half of it remains, and then 1/8 of everything. And therefore, so we are able to see because of whatever we see around us as a jagat, whether it is jada, mountains, or all and everything, that is, we as beings, it is because of this. This is a tamasic, you can say, effect of after this panchikaran. Otherwise, sattvic, rajasic, these anshas, we are not capable to see. We can only feel those because they are more subtler. That's why we can only feel those. And what is in a that's pinda, and that is in a brahmanda, that is jagat, and we as individuals.
Pinda was the microcosm and the
That's macrocosm.
Brahman was the microcosm.
Macrocosm.
Brahmanda.
So shall we read this
Evolution of
aspect and
Rajas aspect, right?
aspect?
Evolution.
Yeah.
Evolution of Rajas aspect.
Just one small thing I want to add. Nanaji said very important. Like the more micro it is, more pervading it is. We can't see it, but it is pervading all over. The more subtle, the more pervading. That was very, very something eye-opening for me.
Does anyone want to read or the Sanskrit verses?
Yeah, I can read, Brahmaraji.
Yeah, go ahead, Mela. Go ahead.
Yeah. एतेषां पञ्चतत्त्वानां मध्ये आकाशस्य राजसांशात् वागीन्द्रियं सम्भूतं, वायोः राजसांशात् पाणीन्द्रियं सम्भूतं, वह्ने राजसांशात् पादेन्द्रियं सम्भूतं, जलस्य राजसांशात् उपस्थेन्द्रियं सम्भूतं, पृथिव्या राजसांशात् गुदेन्द्रियं सम्भूतं, एतेषां समष्टि राजसांशात् पञ्चप्राणाः सम्भूताः. From the Rajasic aspect of each of these elements, first from the Akash element, Vagindriya Sambhutam. From Vayu, Panindriya. From Vanhe, that is Agni, Padendriyam. From Jala, that is water, Upasthendriyam, means those all Indriyas for the pleasures. And from the Prithvi Rajasic aspect, Gudendriyam, the Indriyas for excretion.
From the Vayu, what came?
Panindriyam, the hands. The hands.
And from fire?
Padendriya, the legs.
Legs.
Vanhe is the fire, Rajasic aspect of the fire. Padendriya, the legs.
Okay. And from the Akasha, speech came, no? Sound?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
It's not so much speech, it is the organ of speech. Vagindriyam.
Yeah.
Here, basically, from the evolution of the sattvic aspects, it's the tanmatras that have been formed, and the samishti sattvikamshat, it is the antakarana that has come up. Whereas from the rajas aspect, it is the karmendriyas, all the organs of action. Vak, Pani, Pada, Upastha, and Gudendriya. And from the Samishti Rajasamshat, the Panchapranaha are evolved. Rajas is the one that causes movement, that causes, so it is so beautiful the way it is evolved. The aspect of Rajas brings in the aspect of
Action.
Action in our, yeah.
So that kind of corresponds to that gunas also, right? Sattvic is that purity or the, and the what is called rajas is more of a, like energy and more of an action.
Yeah.
And the tamasic is more like dull. That's what I was a little bit confused about, tamasic aspect of this gross body. Of course, that jadam, so that becomes idol or whatever. You can compare that with that one. So it's kind of similar to that. But anyway, Nana said he'll go over that tomorrow also to go, because I asked the question in terms of the tamasic aspect, meaning it, we know it's one of the nature of the tamasic guna is the ignorance. So if we are made with this tamasic nature, this gross body, obviously we got the veil of ignorance. So that was the thing about it. Anyway, I meant to tell you about that Jala. Varuna is for the rasa, the god, the devata for the taste is Varuna. So we can remember it like this, that when the air touches the skin, you feel it. So that's Vayu for the touch sensation, whereas the taste sensation would be the Varuna because of the water.
Ella, you want to continue reading the evolution of tamasic aspect?
Yeah, I will read Brahmaraji.
We did this also today, right?
Yeah. Evolution of the tamasic aspect. Etesham panchatattvanam tamasamshat panchikruta panchatattwani bhavanti. Panchikaranam katham iti chet. Etesham panchamahabhutanam tamasamsha swarupam ekamekam bhutam dvidha vibhajya ekamekam ardham pruthak तूष्णीं व्यवस्थाप्य अपरम परम अर्धम चतुर्थीं विभज्य स्वार्धमन्येषु अर्धेषु स्वभाग चतुष्टय संयोजनं कार्यं तदा पंचीकरणं भवति एतेभ्यः पंचीकृत पंचमहाभूतेभ्यः स्थूल शरीरं भवति एवं पिंड ब्रह्मांड योरैक्यम संभूतम. So Nanaji had said here, no, that surprisingly 5 elements have not contributed actually for this. Can someone explain?
I wanted to clarify one quick thing about, you mentioned microcosm is pervading us. Actually, it's not, because microcosm is part of tamasic. So it'd be Maya, right? So the subtle body, the subtle, I'm not sure that when you said pervading us, meaning what? That's a Brahman only, pervading, right? Like all beings. So I just want to make sure that the tamasic aspect is where that microcosm is mentioned. That evam pinda brahmandra your rakyam, you said something like that, right?
No, I think what Bela meant was, the more subtle the element is, the more pervading it is. Like for instance, Prithvi is more gross. We are looking at the tamasic aspect of Prithvi, whereas when you look at water, beyond water is air, beyond the fire, then air, space. Space is the subtlest of all the 5 elements that we can perceive. So the more subtle the element is,
Yeah,
the more
that I
all
agree.
pervading
Yeah.
it is. That is what I think
Mhm.
Vela meant.
All right. I just wanted to make sure that isn't like
Isn't that Vela? Isn't that what you had mentioned? That
that's okay. I mean, I just
Yes, and
wanted
we
to make
cannot see them. The subtler
yeah,
things, I mean,
they're
it is
not
not perceivable with our sensual organs.
but that's the same, like it's an aspect of that element, right? That sattvic aspect of that element. But when it comes to tamasic aspect of that element is visible. So that
correct.
So that
Even of these
yeah.
things that are visible, space is not visible to us. No, we can only.
No, yeah, the subtle body is not visible and Karna Sarira is not visible to us. So there's no question about that.
Right.
Mhm.
So this Panchikaranam is the from the evolution of the tamas aspect of the Panchamahabhutani, the gross world, the gross body is formed. And how does that happen? Each of them divides into 2. The tamas aspect of that, ekam bhutam dvida vibhajya. So each of that divides into 2, and one half remains the same. The second half again divides into 4 parts. And how Panchikaranam happens is there's one half that remains of each of these elements, combines with 1/4 part of the remaining elements, and then forms the elements that as the gross elements as we perceive them. I think when we look at the pictorial representation, it will be clearer, because I think if I remember, when we first did Tattva Bodh, we had a lot of doubts about how Panchikaranam happens. But I think that will be clearer now.
Yeah, that, we reviewed that so many times, right?
Right.
Hopefully by now we should all have it.
And because of this evam pinda brahmandayoraikyam sambhutam, the connection between the macrocosm and the microcosm is therefore established, which is, if you go back again, Maya is Brahmashraya Maya. So if you consider Brahma as the ultimate, he is the ultimate cause. From there, Maya comes. From Maya, you have all the 5 elements that make their appearance. From the Sattvika and the 5 elements, Maya is what Trigunatmika, has all the 3 gunas. So from the Sattvikamshat of the 5 elements, you have all the organs of perception that develop. And the Samishti Sattvikamshat, you have the Antakarna that develops. Then from the Rajas aspect of the 5 elements, you have the organs of action that evolve. And from the Samishti Rajasamshat, you have the Panchaprana that evolve. And then comes the tamas aspect of the Panchaprana. From that evolves after Panchikaranam, the gross elements as we see them develop, and the Stula Shariram develops. And therefore, when you go back, it is the Evam Pinda Brahmandayoraikyam Sambhuta. So the gross body is therefore the microcosm, is therefore connected to the macrocosm because of this beautiful evolution.
The funny part is we hold on to this body and this little I, ahankara, and say, I am, and we separate ourselves. The whole process of our Vedanta sadhana and all that is to dissolve the separation that we have and merge the microcosm with the macrocosm and feel that oneness. Did we go beyond even this, Bela, today?
Yeah, I think this was the last thing. No, this was the last. Jiva and Ishvara is tomorrow, I think.
Okay.
My one just a small doubt is there. When Antakarana, our Antakarana is made of such a sattvic aspect of all the 5 elements, still why throughout our life we have to work only for Antakaran Shuddhi, when it is made of only the sattvic aspect of all the elements? That is the only concern, because our whole life.
We also has a tamasic aspect, right? The body. So that's an ignorance, veil of ignorance covering that mind, or whatever that is. I mean, I don't, that's
very beautiful question you have. Then again, I think we will be going back in circles. It is because of our vasanas. Again, we cannot, I think at the very beginning we had asked, how does the first prarabdha occur? So there are some questions that you just wonder. That we are born with this body, that we have these vasanas that are there, which are causing that impurity. That is a fact for us right now. That is what we perceive, isn't it? So what we have to do with us right now is to kind of polish our antakarna. If we go back to how did the first kind of prarabdha happen, how did the first vasanas begin, probably that will leave us to a state of wonderment. We will not be able to answer that. That is my understanding.
that's a beginningless, right? So
Yeah.
we don't have the beginning on that.
So here, the whole, if you remember, Swamiji had mentioned our attempt to understand Vedanta. Vedanta is here not to understand how ignorance developed. Our attempt, Vedanta is here to give us knowledge of who we truly are.
Yeah, that is true. That's a means of knowledge, Vedanta.
We're trying to just bring that light that will dispel ignorance. The karana, the sattvikamsha of the samishti sattva aspect is from that is the antakarna is formed. It kind of becomes ashuddhi because of all our vasanas, because of our.
Yeah, well, in my, I mean, I think this more as long as we have this rajasic and tamasic aspect of the guna, obviously that we are going to have this veil of ignorance. When you get rid of this tamasic and rajasic aspect, then that will happen. It will go away, the ignorance, and we don't have that. We are not attached to or identifying with the world or other things, so that might will help the ignorance also. I mean, of course, the other aspect you mentioned also there, but we have to. But the karma is not going to go away. I mean, that's why we want to get pardoned. If we have to do our way with our karmas, we may have to take several births. But then if we acquire the knowledge, then we're going to have that liberate from this. So that knowledge happens when we have control over the senses and the mind, which is actually the senses and the mind, actually the sattvic and aspect of the subtle body, right? Sattvic aspect of 5 elements.
This makes that the shloka in Bhagavad Gita very relevant, wherein the Jnani thinks all these are happening there. He's just a witness to them. Sparshan, Jignan, Nashnan, Swapan, Swashan, all that is there, no? Jigran, Unmishan, Imishan, even the batting of the eyelids, it is just happening. He is only a witness to all of them. So he does not identify himself with all the experiences that he's going through. Whereas we as Ajnanis, we are able to taste, we are able to see, we are able to, and we have that thing of I see. We bring in that I, small I, the ahankara in there, and we consider that I am experiencing the whole world. Whereas for the Jnani, it is just happening.
The Jnani is considered as a sattvic person, right? Like, so that's why he is able to see the truth. He can able to differentiate between the real and
sattva,
unreal.
actually, if you look at Jnani, he is even beyond, is Trigunatmika, right? He's sort of Trigunatitaha. He's beyond.
Right. So who overcomes all 3 gunas, then you would be able to get there. Yeah. The chapter 14 is so much into the 3 gunas.
Right. So did we do chapter 17 yesterday, Manana? Or was it only Tattvabodh?
We didn't
do yesterday, Brahmaraji. We just did Tattvabodh.
That itself until 8:50, I think, or 9 o'clock.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think it's important for us to be established and understand Tattvabodha very well, so that we are well founded in this knowledge.
Yeah, actually reviewing it is really helpful, because some of it was forgotten, and even though we know about this karmendriya, jnanendriya and things like that, the division of those elements, like it was much clearer today. How he explained it was nice. So he started on Jivan Ishvara, I think, but then we didn't go over it.
Okay, so
I love this first sentence, but the two.
Can you read it again? I wasn't sure what.
Yeah. I love the statement. Sthula sharir abhimani jivanamakam brahma pratibhimbam bhavati sa eva jivah prakrutya swasmat ishwaram bhinnatvena janati avidyopadhihi san atma jiva iti uchyate मायोपाधिः सन ईश्वर इति उच्यते एवं उपाधिभेदात् जीवेश्वर भेददृष्टिः यावत् पर्यन्तं तिष्ठति तावत् पर्यन्तं जन्म मरण आदि रूप संसारो न निवर्तते तस्मात् कारणान् जीवेश्वर योर्भेद बुद्धिः Svikarya. It's so beautiful. And unless we just be one with that.
In English, could you please give the meaning in English?
I think tomorrow Nanaji will be the best person, because I just got that unless we are continuing to live in the duality, my body, my world, and I mean, if we continue living in this, the Janma Maran will happen, continue to happen. You know, yesterday Swami Tejomayanandji so beautifully said, Jayati Gachati is Jagat. But still we hold on to our role so much. Like he gave a wonderful example, like that in a movie you are given a role of a poor person. You are very rich by becoming that, getting that role of a poor person. You are becoming rich. But even if when you are out of drama, you still continue extending your begging bowl, I am poor, I am poor. You forget that you were just playing the role in that skit. So till we continue in that duality, you know, we will continue this life, and that Janma Maran will continue to happen. The moment we realize that it is just a play, that Satchidananda Anubhuti is there.
Jai Gurudev, Belaji is Tejomayanandaji is giving talks or something like that.
I mean, Chinmaya Mission, I occasionally, I mean, it was on one of his talks, but it was there on the YouTube.
Yeah, should we conclude here, or should we go ahead with chapter 17? Does anyone want to share anything, or should we?
Maybe we can do it tomorrow. It's already.
Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. Let's stay
Is
with
it
the
okay?
for that thing. And I would think if any of us is able to, it'd be a good idea to go through the Tattvabodh, the PDF of Swami Tejomayananda that was shared. It's shared.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can go through the meaning and explanation, then I think it will make it even more meaningful.
Yeah, pretty much that's what the Balaji was saying, right? That sloka meaning. Yeah, it's good to go through that PDF that we sent. That has pretty much in English all the meaning.
We did Tattvabodh Manana long back, and we read through the whole thing once. It'll be good to recapitulate that and go through that once again. Okay.
But that doesn't have like, do you have it like a slokam and things like that?
Yeah.
Like the same way. Oh, you do? Okay.
It is a shloka, then there is explanation, and there's a commentary on that.
No, that's a whole book, right? But then you did the Atmabodh is a little bit simplified manner? I wasn't sure.
No,
Oh yeah, we read the Chinmaya's
Atmabodh we did Swami
Atmabodh.
Chinmayananda's book, whereas for
Hmm.
Tattvabodh, I think we followed Swami Tejomananda's book because I
Right,
couldn't
right,
get my
right.
hands on
Yeah,
Swami
yeah, yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Okay, so should we conclude then here today?
Brahmaraji,
Yeah.
we are desperately waiting to listen to your experiences of last 10, 12 days.
Yeah, 1 minute. What I will do is we'll conclude this here. We'll stop the recording and then we'll go ahead with that. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Jai Gurudev. Okay, I think Bela, you will have to stop the recording because you are the host.
I don't know how to stop it, Brahmaraji.
Okay, then make me the host then.
Okay, okay. Brahmaraji, I'm not able to do. I think it was from my other phone which I logged off.
No, I can still see that you're the host there.
Just a minute, huh?
You can use the other split button.
I've got it back. Don't